Squee Classic 10K today, finished second overall. I think like 38.5 minutes. Wasn't my best 10K time, but not my worst either. Wasn't really feeling it this morning. Didn't even really want to run. Still came anyhow because obviously I paid beforehand. If it was probably a day of, I probably wouldn't have came after how I felt earlier this week. But whatever. Even at the start line, I was kind of not really feeling it. But this is like a traditional race. I like to come and support. Actually, I don't even know if I was here last year. It might have been a couple years, just because I had other stuff going on. But whatever. I've done it like 5 or 6 times before it took like a couple year hiatus after COVID and switching sponsors. But whatever. But we took off. Like all the 10K, it was kind of a smaller 10K crowd than in years past, because they have corrals for the race, like estimated times. And the 10K was all in like corral A. So it was definitely like a smaller 10K crowd from years past. So I was kind of shocked at that. But can't control that. The course itself is an out and back on like the back roads around the Queen-Mahoning Dam. Obviously 3.1 out and then 3.1 back up. Basically downhill on the way out, then uphill on the way back. I think it's, when I got to the bottom today, it was 75 feet of gain, 210 down. I didn't look and see what the final estimate was, see if it was like accurate, but we'll just say it was that. So we'll say like 280 total gain and descent, roughly, without looking. The way I felt this morning, I was like, maybe I could finish top 5. I wasn't even thinking top 3 or even second. But my buddy Pat was here today. I was like, man, he's just gonna blow it because out of the water, just because I know I didn't have any kind of legs after shit like quitting 4.5 miles in on like Wednesday. And he did. He killed me today. Beat me by like probably 2 minutes, maybe. I don't know. I stuck with him first like 2 miles on the downhill. Well, when we started, I tried to start slow. Maybe I was like 6th or 7th place for like the first 10th before I moved into 3rd, and then I moved into 2nd, maybe like a 10th or 2 later. Just trying to keep myself under control and not go out too fast and try to chase down Pat or stick with him early on. I wanted to try to save my legs to be able to make a move or something later, but that was definitely not possible today. But whatever. So Pat was in my sights first 2.5, and then I started slowly losing momentum. Actually, a mile in, actually wanted to quit and give up. Like, I was just like, I don't feel like doing this today. I should just stop and walk and just turn around. But I just kept running. Felt bouncy a few times where I got a little bit of a surge, but I never really had anything. Somehow I managed, I think like under 6 minutes the first 3 miles down. Of course, it is downhill, and so like I don't know what the average would have been on the way back, but like 38.5 is still like 6.5 overall pace, which is kind of shocking. If you would have asked me coming in, I would have said my goal would have been 40 minutes if I had a good day. So I was definitely under that, so I'm happy with my time. But after 2.5, Pat really opened up a little bit of a lead. At least I would say 30 at the turnaround, 30 seconds. But then I had like a minute from third place. I was kind of unmotivated, but I felt better actually running up the hill than I did down. So I went with it while I had it. And I figured if somebody would have passed me, I would have just let them go. And if I would have fell out of top 3, I probably would have just jogged it in. I mean, there's really no awards anyhow. So finishing top 3 didn't really matter, except for, you know, being on the books like top 3. And, you know, me, if I'm not first, then it really doesn't matter to begin with. So, I really didn't care, but I figured if I got out of top 3 position, I just would have thrown in the towel today and said to hell with it and started jogging and pulled back. But, again, somehow I felt better on the way back, even though I was breathing really heavy. I know on the way down, I took out the tangents pretty good, you know, going left to right, trying to keep a straight line. I told a kid after the race, because I guess he was behind me in 3rd or 4th. I was like, I don't know if you were paying attention, like how I was trying to like take the tangents like out and run like a straight line, because you know the race course itself around the Quay is a little essy, I guess is what you want to call it. So I just tried to run straight as much as I could. Sometimes I was on the left-hand side, sometimes I was on the right, or down the gut. You know, it saves some time and effort, I guess. Mile markers, I think were like 0.05 to 1/10 off the whole time. But I got like 6.27 when I finished, and that's with cutting the tangents out. So we'll see. See what other people got for the actual distance. But yeah, luckily I didn't get passed at all. Didn't really kind of hope somebody would pass me so I could quit. Then like a mile and a half left into the race, where the 5K turns around. The 5K used to just be a straight shot down and then they get bussed back to the start, but now it's a mile and a half out and back. It probably more for safety reasons, because the buses, you know, would get in the way of people coming back, and like safety reasons, or just to save money in general from buses. But a mile and a half, it was nice to like run into some people, have people to like run off of, I guess, or draft off of per se on the way back. It just broke up the monotony of just of an open road, made things go a lot quicker mentally and shit like that. So that was kind of nice. Then other than that, just last mile and a half, weaved in and out of people and kept looking at my watch. It was like, how much more do I have to go? What's my time? It was like, what's my pace? Just trying to count it down. It was just getting tedious. But I finished. I didn't walk like the last few steps because there was a couple women coming in. I didn't want to pass them right at the finish line because it wouldn't have made a difference. So I did just basically walk the last, I don't know, 15 feet in, because I didn't want to like elbow my way past them. But 38 and a half, I'm happy with it, especially with my fitness right now. Couldn't ask for much better, because again, a mile in, I was just like, I'm done. My legs felt done. I felt done. And I just really wanted to go home and not even run. But got to talk to a bunch of people after the race. Bullshit. So got a bunch of food too I gotta eat. I took it home. I don't know. don't know really what to say, because it's not really excited today. Even though I generally, well, like the race itself, I just kind of down on it today just because how I felt mentally and physically compared to other years. So it's kind of just disappointing in general on that aspect. But the race itself is still always pretty good. Maybe I'll come back again next year. But, whatever. It was actually warm this year too. Like, it's 67 now. It was probably 60, 62 when we started. So very nice for September 30th. Can't ask for better running weather for a race. But some years it is cold. I will say that. I had to wear gloves and a buff. So it was nice to just be able to go shirtless and normal running attire. So I'll take it. One weird thing though I will note this year was parking. They asked us when we were pulling in the lane what race we were doing, and they were trying to separate us by like the 5K, 10K, and like the walk, which I really didn't understand the reasoning behind that, because to me it really didn't matter where you parked, because you're still gonna have to go through people to get out if you leave early. So I don't know. I was kind of confused on the reasoning behind that. Maybe there is a reasoning, but I couldn't figure it out. Who knows?